My wife of 5 years cheated on me on a night out and has tried to make things right ever since, but I still feel our marriage is over. Wife cheated on me 2 months ago. Went out drinking with her friends, happens rarely, despite asking her several times to stay home with me that night and spend time with our 2-year-old son. Apparently at the bar, this dude bought her several drinks and she got drunk, which was extremely atypical of her. Her friends had a bad feeling about this and tried to bring her home, but she insisted she would take a cab, and her friends eventually left her alone with the guy. Well, as it turns out, she went home with him. The whole time I was blowing up her phone, dozens of texts and calls, and I kept asking her friends where she was, but I got no answer from them. I had never been so worried in my life. Then she comes back at 3 a.m., reeking of alcohol and covered in tears. She confessed to everything right at the door, every single detail. She didn't even know this asshole's name yet liked him enough to go to his house and sleep with him on his bed. She said as soon as her head cleared up, she broke down in tears over what she just did and took a cab home. Now me, I was enraged but didn't want to say or do anything since I knew I would probably go to jail if I did. I calmly told her to shower and go to sleep. Then I took off my wedding ring and got the hell out of the house. Just went around driving for a bit, screaming in the car, etc. Meanwhile, she's blowing up my phone with tons of messages and voicemails, apologizing and begging me to come back. I come back a few hours later and she's awake, still sobbing and mumbling. I asked her what we would do now, and she swore to do anything and everything to regain my trust. I was of a mind to divorce immediately, but I loved my wife and connected with her more strongly than with anyone else. I didn't forgive her yet, but gave her a chance to try. She was ecstatic but still in tears, saying she doesn't deserve it but will make the most of it, and I guess she's been true to her word. She doesn't go out to bars anymore without me. She gave me complete access to all of her stuff. She only drinks when I'm there. And she has been giving 200% to please me, cooking all my favorite meals, buying me tons of gifts, continuously apologizing, doing more housework to give me more free time, even writing poems asking for my forgiveness. She even confessed what she had done to her friends, who have been avoiding her more and more out of disgust for what she did to me. She also told her parents what she did on her own accord and explained that she was raised better than that and is trying to save her marriage. Not once did she try to blame the cheating on me or remove any responsibility from herself. She didn't try to justify or rationalize what she had done because she knew there was nothing bad about our relationship she could go off of. She accepted full blame and owned up to her actions. She said she's willing to do whatever it takes, for as long as it takes, to save our marriage. She still cries from time to time out of remorse, like before bed, during shower hours, sometimes just while cooking. This sounds like the perfect post-cheating course of action. I know she is doing everything flawlessly. Despite this, I just can't get the image out of my head. Every time she tries to be intimate, I think of her and him, clam up, and then push her away. Not violently. Since that night, we haven't so much as hugged. She has tried to kiss me before, but like usual, I just distance myself. I've been sleeping in the guest bedroom while she begs me to come to her and then cries herself to sleep every night. I know that she's truly and genuinely sorry, that her remorse is real. These aren't crocodile tears that most cheaters cry when they get caught. She did everything right. She confessed to me immediately, changed her habits, and did everything I asked. She sometimes asks me if I've forgiven her yet, and I always say not yet. I mentioned possibly divorcing her a few weeks ago, and she broke down, saying she will never love another man, will never allow another man to raise our child, that I mean everything to her and her whole world would just shatter into pieces if she lost me. I think out of all the people who have ever cheated and wanted to regain the trust of their partner, my wife has done the best. Despite this, I just can't forget about what she did. I wake up in the morning, and the first thing I think of is her in his bed with him. I have trouble sleeping now since the thought of them having intimacy keeps me up. I feel nauseous and numb all the time. The singular thought, some other guy with my wife, is stuck in my mind all day. I don't want this to keep happening, but I can't find any way to strike it from my mind. Every so often, I feel like I'm loading all my anger on her, calling her all the names in the book, telling her I hate her. Lately, I find myself on a local pier, just staring out into the ocean for hours at a time. I go there to just stop thinking about what she did and escape for a while. Then when I go home, the misery starts again. I don't know if I love my wife anymore. At times I feel such a strong hatred for her that I almost vomit knowing that I married her. Sometimes I see her as she was before the cheating, and in those moments I can love her again. They don't last longer than a few seconds though. I feel like I'm the bad guy for wanting a divorce. She has been doing everything correctly since the infidelity, so I should forgive her, right? That's what most people would probably do, I guess. But I can't stop thinking about her and the other guy. I know that as long as I keep thinking about them, this marriage won't last. Our anniversary is in 9 days. This keeps triggering memories of our relationship, the wedding, the birth of our son, trips we took, happy days, etc. Now it just hurts, a really heavy pain in my chest and throat, to think of them. We've been together since high school, fully committed and faithful. I just can't grasp how she could do this to me. How she could make a series of bad decisions, one after the other, to end up cheating. My mouth feels dry whenever I think of how that night must have gone. How she must have kissed him, walked into his home, to his bedroom, lay down on his bed, took off her clothes. Whatever. What should I do? I fantasize about cheating on her to make things even. My wife's cheating messed with my head more than should be possible. I don't feel like the same person anymore. I feel hollow all the time. I'm here to ask, is there any way I can bring myself to forgive her, or should I just divorce her and move on? Find a woman who won't cheat on me. I want my son to grow up with a belief that cheating is totally unacceptable. I feel like if I stay with my wife, my son will learn that it's okay to forgive cheating. And I don't want him to ever stay with a woman who cheated on him. At the same time, I keep living every day hoping I might have an epiphany, that I can truly forgive her and love her again. It seems like a hopeless fantasy though. Please help me. I don't know what to do. I'm sick of feeling sick. Small update. I figured out what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk to her about possibly making it even, somehow. I'll see what she says, and depending on her response, I might try to reconcile, or divorce without a second thought. Also, I'm going to ask her for the full truth about this guy. I find it weird that she remembers he's divorced, 33, and not in shape, but can't remember his name. Never mind. This is a bad idea. That was my vengeful side talking. I'm not going to try and make it even. I'm just going to get the full truth out of her, and then steel myself to suggest divorce. Yes, I want her to suffer for what she did. As one user said in a PM, she will suffer most if I leave her. In her own words, she said that would destroy her. But I'm not divorcing her just to spite her. No, I'm doing it because I don't want to remain in a ruined marriage. I'm doing it because she betrayed me, and I'm not willing to be a doormat and excuse her behavior. I probably won't change my mind, but I'll come back with an update later anyway. Update. Meant to write this yesterday, but didn't get around to it. I thought long and hard about what to do, after reading all the responses and PMs, one of which said I deserved to be cheated on. I even had a phone conversation with another Redditor, who was kind enough to lend me his time. I confronted her for the full truth yesterday. Same old stuff, her crying and apologizing and begging for forgiveness. She didn't remember his name since it didn't come up after their introduction. She said the reason she kept talking to him was because he was practically drooling over her beauty. She took pity on him for being recently divorced, losing his house, custody, money, etc. So basically, my wife tried to comfort him and got her ego stroked at the same time, then slept with him. Her phone was on silent the whole time, very unusual of her. But she wanted to hang out with her friends undisturbed, I suppose. Calls from her husband were considered disruptions that evening. The fact that she gave him what I interpreted as a pity fuck made me lose the little respect I had left for her. She swore on her life that she would do whatever it takes, for as long as it takes, to regain my trust and save our marriage. I asked her what length she was willing to go to, and she said if what it takes is me having intimacy with another woman, right in front of her, then she would go for it. If it took having a half-open relationship on my end, then she would do it. If it took her admitting to her son, when he's an adult, what she did, she would do it. She said she would do whatever it takes. I'll admit, I was surprised and touched by this. In that moment, I understood that my wife was truly remorseful, and loved me beyond measure. I saw that her apology, her efforts, everything she had done was genuine. I believed that she would certainly erase her crime if she could. I loved my wife. Then I remembered that many people go through life, without ever cheating on their partner, that there are women who would never put themselves in such a situation, that could lead to cheating. For the 12 years of our relationship, I have not strayed once, despite having several opportunities to do so. And I know that I deserve a woman who won't betray me. My wife did all she could to try and atone for her infidelity, but once something is broken, you can't restore it to what it once was. I'd rather be unmarried than stay in a once broken, repaired marriage. Even if I took her back, the marriage would never be the same again, and I'm not going to torture myself with such a life. I don't want to constantly be in paranoia, wondering if my wife truly is at the grocery store, if she is actually working late, or if she is hurting me again. I told her I wanted a divorce, and she broke. I explained to her why. Despite her pleading, she got on her knees and begged at my feet, saying that she would rather die than be without me. I told her that actions have consequences, and I will never forgive her for cheating. She kept crying, and I told her to move back in with her parents for the time being. I said I would take care of our son, but she's allowed to visit him anytime. She kept crying and begging, but I was firm on this. She's moving out in 2 days. I plan to meet with a divorce lawyer soon and get the ball rolling. I'm not sure if time away from my wife will change my feelings, but I strongly doubt it. She made her bed, now she can lie in it. I guess that's it. I'm going to divorce her and hopefully get my life back together. I know it's still too early to think about these things, but I've already decided to remain on civil, but minimal, terms with my wife when we're divorced. Never will I entertain the idea of reconciling with her. But I will be polite in our future interaction, solely for my son's sake. For the next few months that we're apart, I'm going to make the most of it. I will focus first and foremost on my son. I will periodically check in with my wife's family to see how she is doing. I won't go out and mingle with new women until I'm divorced. I will spend more time at the gym to let out my anger. I will focus my free time on my hobbies, playing the piano and painting, also as a way to let out my emotions. I won't update anymore. Thanks to all who gave advice and tried to help me make the right decision. I'm confident in what I'm doing, and I pray things work out for me.